That's all you have to do. I'll try it. Let's walk out.
Good morning to you, good morning, and good afternoon to you over in India following us here at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. Of course, we want to greet all our viewers in the diaspora as well, and wherever you may be catching us, we say a pleasant good day to you. And this is the 2022 Dream 11 St. Lucia T10 Blast, and this is match day 12. We are about to witness match number 23, sorry. This is Soufriere Sulphur City Stars against the Babonneau Leatherbacks, top of the group, a matchup. I'd like to say, of course, a pleasant good morning and welcome to my co-commentator, Gary Maffrey. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Clivers. Good morning, viewers. Top of the table clash today. We're in for a very exciting game.
Very exciting indeed, and we have the two teams lining up. That's the Babonneau Leatherbacks taking on the Sulphur City Stars. And if we can quickly go through the lineup for the two teams, it would be the Babonneau Leatherbacks with Caleb Thomas, Alex Joseph, the captain, Siobhan Joseph, Stephen Abraham, the wicketkeeper, Zai Antoine, he's coming in, he gets a game today. Gregory, John, Devon Eugene, Bradley Mackey, Joshua C. Pal is also coming in today, he gets a game. Javon Charles, Sanjay Hale. So Kerry John and Anselm Gittins, they miss out. The Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, they with Shania Mesmin, the captain, Wayne Prosper, Bradley Tisson, Julian Sylvester, wicketkeeper, very prolific batsman as well. Kevin Gassi, Ashley Hippolyte, Jervan Charles, Dalius Monrose, Extus Emmanuel, Jaquin Mesmin, Trevor Edward with Aquinas Sylvester as the 12th man. And the action is already heating up here at the Darren Sammy Ground. The news is the Leatherbacks, they've won the toss and decided to bat first. They're going to set some runs on the board. Top of the table clash, very important encounter. And we have Caleb Thomas, he's on strike, and Wayne Prosper, he's going to take up the attack from the commentary box end. The first delivery to Caleb Thomas, shot outside off stump, and Caleb Thomas is just cutting this one away through a backward point region, and 4 runs. Good first ball to Caleb Thomas.
Two very exciting teams here, Clivers. They played a very, very good brand of cricket, as we see Caleb Thomas immediately getting off the mark with a boundary here. The bowler, Wayne Prosper, very experienced, good bowler, very good bowler for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. He has been a very, very good servant of Soufriere cricket, and he's been doing very well for them.
Not so well on that first delivery, but I'm sure Prosper has a good comeback delivery, and this time he draws Thomas forward. Thomas just shouldering arms and rehearsing what he thought might have been a good shot to that delivery, just wide outside off stump from Prosper. And of course, Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, they are coming from the group stages. Those two teams, Babonneau Leatherbacks coming from the group stages, meeting Sulphur City Stars. Sulphur City Stars have played a very, very exciting brand of cricket, especially with their opener Sylvester, and Prosper is on target, and Thomas just playing this one out to point and coming through for a quick single. So Prosper a little tighter now, but not preventing the single from Caleb Thomas.
Yeah, you see Prosper just using the experience and correcting the line and length, and he's done very well so far in the last 2 balls that he's bowled. But you see the Babonneau Leatherbacks, the batsmen, show some very, very good batsmanship. As you could see, Caleb Thomas, the ball before that last one, he's leaving the ball. He left that alone because he felt that if he played at that, you know, he'd probably get in trouble, and he knows how important his wicket is for the Babonneau Leatherbacks, and he's been doing very well for them.
So experience and good batsmanship. You've mentioned the skill of the teams here on display today as Alex Joseph. He comes into strike and he's beaten outside off stump. The very good length delivery from Prosper. When Prosper that goes through to wicketkeeper Julian Sylvester. You can see also the energy of the Soufriere team. A very confident unit coming out from the previous matches. They played well. Particularly the last game where the captain Chennai Mesmin came to the party as well. So a good looking Soufriere team.
Yes, Soufriere, they play very well. Good cohesive unit. They look very well. They play very well together. They celebrate very well after the victories also. So that augurs for a very good team.
And Prospect come this time, he's down the leg side a little. There was there a tickle? No, it wasn't. The umpire has already signaled the wide, and they come through for that extra run as well. And a good call there from Caleb Thomas. The keeper just didn't collect this one cleanly, and he was really out of the blocks quickly and completing that extra run. So this score moves on to 7, and we have had 4 deliveries. Not really anything solid except that first ball coming off the bat, and but the batsmanship and awareness of the batters of the Babonneau Leatherbacks are really stealing every opportunity they could get.
Good aggressive run in there by the Babonneau Leatherbacks batsmen.
Prosper bowls to Thomas. Thomas is looking for that big booming drive outside of stump, not making any contact, and goes through to Sylvester. So again, Prosper is finding the good areas just outside of stump and asking all the right questions of Caleb Thomas. So far, Caleb Thomas has found the answers. He's been solid in defense. He's left well. We've seen everything from Caleb Thomas in this over.
Yes, he showed some very good batsmanship in this over there.
Prosper into Thomas, and Thomas again. This time Prosper is beating him. He didn't go forward nor back. He was just hanging his bat out there tentatively. So a good finish to the over from Wayne Prosper.
There's a reason you get up on a morning, a reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. For Republic Bank, that reason is you. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
To seeing young Kevin Gassi. We've had a number of young players making a mark in this year's tournament, and a number of them come under your watch at the St. Lucia Sports Academy. So all that does well it speaks volumes for the St. Lucia cricket and the development of cricket here in St. Lucia, as we see Tisson is going to take up the attack. He's sharing the new ball with Prosper. Bradley Tisson, again, we speak of experience. Very experienced campaigner for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars is Bradley Tisson, and he is taking up the attack from the players pavilion end. He has a slip in operation. He bowls to Joseph down the leg side, very wide down the leg side, and Sylvester moves across and takes it, not before the umpire signal a wide. So 1 more to the total, and Bradley Tisson not on target on his first delivery.
Yes, Kukaivas, we've seen a lot of captains employ a slip early on in the game, and not too many balls have carried to slip. Not sure if it's just because of routine or well played.
And pushing this one out towards a deep square leg and coming through for a very comfortable 2. Not too much pace on this one. Alex just turning this one into the onside. He didn't hit it hard, he just touched it well, and asking the fielder and the deep square leg boundary to come in, Alex Joseph, and coming through for 2 easy runs. And just to take up the point that you were making, Gary, I don't think in the tournament we've seen 1 slip cut so far, and we've seen every single captain start off with a slip. So not the right strategy, or the bowlers are not really bowling to that field. And Alex Joseph is going for a big expansive cover drive, and he aerial but in the gap as well, and out towards the boundary. 4 runs to Alex Joseph, and Alex Joseph now, he seems to be really picking what Bradley Tisson is serving up.
He is Bradley Tiso just missing his length here, and Alex Joseph just.
I feel, and Alex Joseph is going for the big expansive cover drive, and he aerial, but in the gap as well, and out towards the boundary. 4 runs to Alex.
On the offside, you could see he could employ another extra cover. Let the captain just move around just a little bit and just have the extra cover there. So you're just protecting that offside just a little bit more.
And I'm not sure with this Bradley Tiso delivers another wide delivery, and I'm just picking up the captain with third man out and deep square leg out exactly with the slip. I'm not sure what message he's sending to the bowler here, because you have the slip, you have third man, then are you asking him to bowl short? What sort of strategy is he employing? So it's kind of a mixed strategy that he's sending to the bowler. Mixed messages as Tiso, hoping he gets the right message. Comes through to Alex, and Alex is pulling out towards a wide square leg. The fielder does not collect cleanly, and Alex comes through again for 2. So this is exactly why the questions have been answered. So he's asking Tiso to bang it in short.
Yes, definitely is. And you see Alex Joseph being very, very aggressive, especially 2 batsmen have been very, very aggressive with their running also. So good energy from the Babonneau Leatherbacks so far.
The partnership, and the score has moved to a 17. Tiso comes into the second over, and he's wide again, very wide down the leg side. Tiso is missing the radar. That might be the 3rd wide of the over from Bradley Tiso. So not what Shanai Mesmin would have asked of his bowler here. But Bradley Tiso, we expect him to pull it back. He's bowled 3 legal deliveries. He's gone for 11. We expect a bowler of his quality to pull it back for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars as he moves in to bowl to an ultra aggressive Alex Joseph. And Alex Joseph is picking him up with the breeze. High! Will he get over? No, he can't. Into the hand of the square leg fielder. So the strategy has worked, Gary, my friend. Alex Joseph holding out to deep square leg.
Yes, that looks like Dallas Monroe is taking a very good catch at deep mid wicket. And you can see the bowler Bradley Tiso getting some movement into the left-hander, and the left-hander just falling to Bradley Tiso down at, well, on the boundary at deep square leg it is. And Babonneau Leatherbacks 18 for 1.
So clearly, Alex Joseph on this occasion, he got too far underneath that ball. He had the elevation, and even with the breeze, he couldn't get. So he really mistimed that shot. Pretty much a miscue from him. And of course, the in-form Siobhan Joseph with marbles written on his jersey.
Yes, aka Marbles.
Marbles coming to replace his skipper Alex Joseph. So one Joseph replaces the other. Siobhan Joseph and the Babonneau Leatherbacks would really be looking to Siobhan Joseph to get a good partnership going with also the in-form Caleb Thomas.
Type as those 2 batsmen we are seeing currently in the wicket are the 2 most informed players for the Babonneau Leatherbacks in the tournament so far. So hopefully we're in for a treat with Caleb Thomas and Siobhan Joseph. The 2 have been batting very well together, Clivers.
They certainly have been. And Joseph in particular, he's done well with the ball. His confidence is soaring at this time. Is Siobhan Joseph. He's gotten a half century in this tournament, this year's edition of the tournament. But of course, Bradley Felix with a ball in hand, his tail would be up, and he still has a slip. He has third man. He has a backward point. It's cover on the boundary. Bradley Tiso, and Tiso moves in to Joseph, and there's a loud appeal, and the umpire is not interested. This one might have just missed the leg stump as the keeper was also moving across.
Yes, from our vantage point here, Clive, he hit a bit high. There was a movement into the batter, so it looked like he was going, I would just miss leg stump here. Good decision by the umpire. Good appeal by the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars also.
Good first up delivery as well from Tiso. And Tiso, he bowls again to Joseph outside off, and they're appealing for the edge. They thought they had gotten the edge, but that might have been in an effort to outfox the umpire, as this delivery was very wide outside off stump.
And the umpire is not moved signaling wide here. And the only said the slip went up, wicketkeeper went up, shot-ted man went up, but the bowler, there was no reaction from him, not until the umpire signaled wide.
And certainly, Bradley T10 would like to finish well. I referred to him as Bradley Felix before. He's certainly not Bradley Felix. It's T10 who moves in to bowl to Siobhan and pushes Siobhan forward. And the attempt of a run there. The bowler does excellent bit of work in his follow through and avert any possibility of a run. So 1 over completed for the Bradley T10. 12 runs he conceded, 19 for 1, and even Stevens still gave him a friend.
Even Stevens, you'd say, Clivus. Bradley T10, 1 for 12. The important thing, he has a wicket. He has one in the wickets column, going at 12 runs and over currently. I'm sure he's experienced enough to pull that back if he does get another over. We see the introduction of Shanai Mesman, the captain of the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. Very exciting team to watch, both teams. They've played a very good brand of cricket, undefeated so far. So good top of the table clash here, Clivus.
Excellent top of the table clash. It makes for an excellent match number 23 with the Mesmin and a very buoyant, energetic, full of life, and we can see that in the celebration. Sulphur City Stars, they know how to do the celebrating thing. As Mesmin moves in to Joseph, that's Thomas, and Thomas is just working this one out towards a point and comes through. That was Joseph. Siobhan marbles Joseph, and he gets a single. So correction here for me, it was Joseph who got that single, and he brings Caleb Thomas with the red helmet on strike. Shanai Mesmin would really want to keep Caleb Thomas quiet, and by his own standards, Caleb Thomas had a pretty sedate start. He's 5 from 7 balls. Mesmin to Thomas, and Thomas is looking for that drive, goes past the outside edge through to wicketkeeper Sylvester. No damage done, but good length and line from Mesmin. Maybe just a touch too wide, but good length.
Yeah. Captain bowling very well so far. Just the 2 balls it is. He's just conceded the 1 run, and they're actually stifling the Babonneau Leatherbacks. Just a touch here. It's very good bowling by Soufriere.
Mesmin, he moves into Thomas, who's giving him the charge. He picks this one. He really finds the fielder, and he bursts through the hand of the fielder and over the rope for 6. What should have been an easy catch on a second wicket is gone for 6.
Yes, and Javon Charles, just that ball just bursting through his hand here. Very well placed, Clive, as you must say, by Captain not Captain, well, is it Mesmin? No.
Mesmin.
Yeah, Shanai Mesmin here. Very well placed. That ball went straight through his hand. He didn't have to move an inch, Clivus.
And certainly he did not, Mesmin would not be happy with him. And Caleb Thomas, he gets a life. He also gets 6 runs to take his strike rate past 100 again. Again, Thomas in the air out towards mid-off. Tiso comes around. They come through for 1. The second one is on the way. The throw comes in, but Siobhan Joseph, he's home, and no damage done to his wicket. So the score moves on by 2 to 28, and Thomas now, he's on the charge, 13. He's showing some aggression in this over, Caleb Thomas.
Yes, and you know what was very nice to see, Clive, was after that drop catch, you see the captain just clapping and trying to get the player to lift his spirits here. So that's very well done by Captain Shanai Mesmin.
Good team spirit as well, and he's hit him. This one is in the air, out towards slip, and there's an appeal. And asking the questions, this one hit him, just rushed him a bit here, Shanai Mesmin. So Shanai Mesmin is turning up the heat. Caleb Thomas is looking to charge him. Shanai Mesmin equal to the task, and really this one coming off the helmet, is it?
It looks like it came off just the shoulder blade here, just where it came off. And Slip was excited there for a little bit. The bowler wasn't excited, and neither the umpire.
And Mesmin comes in to bowl again to Thomas. This time Thomas keeps his posture, his form, and he just plays this one into the offside, comes through for an easy single. So after giving him the charge, getting the chances, and a really easy finish to the over for Caleb Thomas.
Yes, just playing that into the offside for a single. You can see the Babonneau Leatherbacks playing some good cricket, not only looking for the boundaries, Clivers, but also looking for the singles, running hard between the wickets. So that's very well done by the Babonneau Leatherbacks. So far, the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars bowlers have been going at almost double figures so far. The only bowler who has not gone at double figures was the first over from Wayne Prospect, just the 7 runs. But the other 2 overs have gone for 12 and 10 respectively.
So one can say the Babonneau Leatherbacks, they really looking to push things on. The intention is definitely there. They may not have gotten the result as yet, and but the intention is certainly there. And the captain Mesmin ringing in the changes. Here comes Gassi, young Kevin Gassi, 16-year-old from Soufriere and also student of the St. Lucia Sports Academy. He's been very impressive so far, Gary Maffra. He
has been very impressive. You see, all the work that he's been doing is actually paying off, Clivers.
Gassi into Thomason, outside edge, outside. The edge was missed by a whisker here, and Thomas was playing very tentatively, and no fit involved in this one for Caleb Thomas, and goes through to the wicket keeper.
Absolutely no fit involved. Just playing with the hands, just using the hands, and Kevin Gassi bowling a nice test line. So he started well, Clivers. Let's see how he gets on for the rest of the over.
Sydney Thomas will have to do a bit more to get Gassi away, and Gassi is straying down the leg side on this occasion. Caleb Thomas looking to help this one pass a short fine leg, but not making any contact, and the umpire signals the wide as well.
And Gassi should be very, very lucky that Caleb Thomas did not get any bat on that, so he gets away with that. Not unscathed though, got a wide. He has to bowl that back. Hopefully he could finish the over with no more wides.
And he moves in to Thomas, waits, and this time he's forcing him on the back foot, pushes it into the onside. The bowler runs around to his right, and there's the fielding. Thomas, good cricket from Thomas. He's been kept quiet for the first delivery, plus he got the wide. This time he just pushes it into the onside and asks Joseph to come and take strike.
And that just shows how well the Soufriere City Stars have bowled to Caleb Thomas. Not too many teams have been able to keep him too quiet. Both he and Chauvin Joseph, aka Marbles.
And Gassi to Joseph for the first time. He gets another delivery that cuts back into him, and he plays it out towards the short fine leg, and the fielder comes in not before the single is completed. The score moves on by 1 to 32. Thomas, he's on 15 from 14 balls. Joseph is at 2 from the 2 deliveries that he's faced. Extras at 7 so far for the Babonneau Leatherbacks. We're into the 4th over, and Gassi has been charged with that. He's bowled 3 overs for 3 runs. Gassi moves in to Thomas outside of stump, and Thomas is playing tentatively to a short backward point and not getting any run as that ball was traveling. A bit of pace about Kevin Gassi. He's found a good rhythm here at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
He has a bit of pace. When he finishes his action, he could be very dangerous, and he's young, so we expect him to run in and give everything that he's got, and you could see that he's doing just that. Just the 4 balls, 3 runs.
He moves into Thomas again. Thomas is giving him the charge. Outside edge found the gap as well. Outside edge, Gassi finding the outside edge and the gap. Luckily for Caleb Thomas, but you know they say fortune favors the brave on this occasion.
Fortuitous boundary there for Caleb Thomas, but I'm certainly sure Caleb and the Babonneau Leatherbacks will take it anyway it comes, especially in that version of the game. A very good moral victory for the bowler here. Nonetheless, the batsman Caleb Thomas has gotten the desired result here, and that is a boundary.
Sydney, he's gotten the desired result, and he's moved to 19. The score has moved on to 36 for 1 as Gassi moves in for what should be his final delivery, and it is just a final delivery. He's rushed Caleb, passes his outside edge through to wicketkeeper Sylvester. Another very good finish to the over from Kevin Gassi.
At Caribbean Metals Limited, we believe that building a stronger nation begins with a strong foundation.
A foundation built on steel columns, beams, stirrups, and mats. Our products are constantly tested and perfected by the best machines and professionals in the construction business. Choose a strong foundation today. Choose Caribbean Metals Limited.
The running are forced to defend this one into the offside where Mesmin comes through. A little bit of pace too, Gary, my friend.
Yeah, a little bit of pace being extracted from that wicket by Shanai Mesmin. It looks like they're giving it their all, and as we know here at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground, whatever you put in is exactly what you will get out.
It's good for batting. Bowlers get some juice out of it as well. Mesmin again, this time he beats the flashing blade of Siobhan Joseph outside of stump, and this one goes through to Sylvester. So Chanai Mesmin, he's really mixing it up nicely in terms of the length that he's bowling, and Siobhan Joseph really can't negotiate at this point.
And he's maintained a off-stump line, top of off-stump line, which has worked for him. He's been very disciplined, the captain. So he's just leading from the front here for his team, the Sulphur City Stars.
He moves in to bowl to Marbles. This one is in the air. Fielder comes under it. He settles under it and he drops it. He had all the time in the world. He would have taken that on any given day. But this occasion, he drops this one.
Yes, that drop catch there. He'd be very disappointed in himself. The captain is not showing any reaction here, which is very professional from him. He's doing a good job in terms of leading from the front here. I'm sure he's disappointed on the inside. Just missed an opportunity here to get a wicket.
A second opportunity missed by the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, and this time goes out towards the whitish long on, and he gets a boundary. No one in the way. He finds the gap to perfection this time, and Siobhan Joseph, he's into his strides now.
Yes, Siobhan Joseph just adding insult to injury here after that drop catch, making sure that they feel his presence here. Soufriere Sulphur City Stars will be thinking about that, but they have no choice but to try and bounce back here, Clivers. Babonneau Leatherbacks 42 for 1 from 4.4 overs, and Shanai Mesmin would definitely want to close off that over properly.
Sydney, and he's brought a square leg out to the boundary. He brought the field on the cover boundary in, and he's straying too far down the leg side, and he will be given the umpire signals are wide, and rightly so, as well as Shanai Mesmin really missed his line. He brought the sweeper on the boundary in, and he brought the square leg fielder out, indicated that he was going to be bowling a lot straighter, and he went a touch too far down the leg side.
You're just trying to adjust the line and the length here, and just making it too much of an adjustment here.
And 1.4, none for 17 to Siobhan Joseph, lifting delivery outside of Sampan. Siobhan just cutting this one towards the third man region. He gets a single, and the score moves on to 44. 4.5 overs bowled. We're almost halfway through, and the Babonneau Leatherbacks, they are 44 for 1. Not an explosive start, but nonetheless steady going by the batsmen Siobhan Joseph and Caleb Thomas. A partnership of 26 runs. Let's see if Mesmin can finish well. He comes into Thomas, and Thomas is working this one out towards Foodman again. They come through for 1. The fielder runs around from a point, and there's the feeling 1 is all there will be as the 5th over comes to a close. 45 for 1. The Babonneau Leatherbacks winning the toss here at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground and opting to bat.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up. Start the day. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. For Republic Bank, that reason is you. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
The vacant backward point region, they've gone for one, come back for the second. When Prospect comes across from the Foodman region, does the fielding and the score moves on to 47. So Gary, what you think the sort of score that the Babonneau Leatherbacks would be comfortable setting the Soufriere City Stars with the start that they have gotten?
Like we said, 90 and up has been difficult to chase here, so I'm certainly sure they'll be eyeing that 90.
Yes, giving him the
landmark.
charge, any signal from the umpire. Good quick shot delivery there by Gassi. Gassi seems to be using the conditions out there to great effect. So Caleb Thomas giving him the charge. And certainly any fast bowler, Yeri Mafre, would not serve that on the platter for you that easily. So Gassi to Thomas, makes room again, just backs away to the leg side and runs the ball down through to the wide Foodman region. With Prospect comes across. So a fairly quiet over so far, ball by Gassi, free from free. So in the context of the game, one would say he's enjoying a good spell.
He is. He's looking very, very accurate here. He's bowling very accurate and very pacey here.
So Gassi and he pulls this one through the mid-wicket, wide mid-wicket area. Whoa, the fumble. So the fielding today, Gary Mafre, for the Soufriere City Stars, it has been very rugged, one would say.
Definitely, they're not helping themselves in the field right now. They've dropped 2 catches, a few misfields, so they need to get themselves together and see if they could finish off much better than they've started.
Gassi to Joseph, and this one is short, not in position, looking to pull through to the mid-wicket region, only successfully getting it to the short mid-wicket. No proper contact on this one by Siobhan Joseph.
Yeah, maybe he was just beaten by pace here, Greg, but we see a very accurate, like I said, and pacey Kevin Gassi here, and he's definitely running in, Greg.
Yes, final delivery of his spell. This one is aborted. So some 6 runs in his second over. The first one was 7 and 6 so far. So he's bowled 1.5 overs, not for 13. Gassi to Thomas, short outside. Well, this one was back up a length, good delivery. Thomas looking to back away and looking to guide this run through the backward point region. Misses this one, and it's the end of the 6 overs, 51 for 1. So good spell by Kevin Gassi. 2 overs, none for 13. 6.5 and over.
How do you define quality, durability, and protection through micrometers of metal? How do you differentiate a made-to-last a lifetime roof versus cheap sheets of metal? And just how do you put a value on investment protection and the longest warranty in the business? You test our materials, you bend it, scrape it, and ask every roofing professional. Then, we double dare you to take the quality test before making your next purchase. Thousands of satisfied homeowners attest to our one defining feature: quality. Caribbean Metals Limited. We've got you covered. Guaranteed.
Not just 1 wicket, certainly would need to step on the accelerator. And this one is played into the mid-wicket region. They've gone for 1, that's all it's going to be. So for some strange reason, Siobhan Joseph
just not getting proper contact between bat and ball.
Yeah, Siobhan Joseph or Caleb Thomas. They're not timing it properly. With Caleb Thomas 23 from 22, scored strike rate of 104. It needs to be around 150 range here, Greg.
Certainly. Gives him the charge, and this time he has made proper contact. He has deposited this one into the Johnson Charleston over the mid-wicket region. So finally, he has given the bowler the charge and has made the sort of contact that he would have wanted and deposited this one. So a big six there, struck by Caleb Thomas, Gary Maffrey.
Caleb Thomas here just hitting with the breeze and making good contact. And as a result, he's hit a massive six here, landing into the Johnson Charleston. Babonneau Leatherbacks moves to 58 for 1. Is Soufriere under a bit of pressure here, Greg?
No, I still think the advantage would still be with Soufriere, but with the only loss of just the captain, Alex Joseph, these two have the liberty to really go hard at this point in time, because there's nothing to lose. You've only lost just one wicket. The likes of Alvin Laffey, who had a good score in the last game, is still in the hut, and there are a few other players that could really hit the ball. So at this point, they really need to step on the accelerator and see if they could get perhaps 90 plus runs. So Caleb Thomas, he gives him the charge again, getting the inner portion of the bat. The bowler comes through and does his own fielding. 69 for 1, 6.3. Thomas 30 of 24, and Joseph 13 from 10. He certainly would need a better strike rate than this. And again looks to pull this one through the mid-wicket region. They're gone for one. That's all it's going to be. So 8 so far, 9 of 4 deliveries. The question is, can Javon Charles really close the over? We're not putting the commentator curse on him by any chance, but it has been proven difficult for a number of bowlers throughout the tournament. 60 for 1. Charles to Thomas, and he's bowled, looking for a cross-batted shot, Gary Maffrey, and it looked like it was a slower delivery. So Caleb Thomas looking for the big heave over the mid-wicket region, and he was comprehensively bowled by Javon Charles.
I think that Caleb Thomas was anticipating back of the length delivery here and just being fooled here by the change of pace or length by the bowler Javon Charles. Well done. Like you said, Greg, he's looking to close off his over properly. And Greg, just to correct you, Alvin Laffey is not in the team today. Don't see his name on the team list here. He's not in the team today. Not sure why, but he's not in the team. So Zai Antoine and Joshua Sipal. Not sure if there's any relation to Cyrus Sipal, the Joshua Sipal.
That's his son, actually.
All right, so that's the son of Cyrus Sipal here. So we'll be looking forward to see what he does today for the Babonneau Leatherbacks. I was told he's a fast bowler, Greg. So we'll be looking forward to seeing him later on when he gets a chance to bowl. So first of all, for City Stars looking to keep things quiet here, and they're doing a very good job at it, Greg.
Yes, good position to be at. 60 for 2 in 6.5. So the new batsman is the wicketkeeper, Abraham. Will be taking strike from Charles. Charles to Abraham. He backs away, play this one through the extra cover region. They've gone for one, thinking of a second. It might be tight. Oh, and the keeper misses. I think perhaps a better throw, a better effort by the keeper may have resulted in the dismissal of Charles.
It may have definitely been close, Greg. Good return from the fielder on the boundary. He's dropped a catch, that same fielder on the boundary. Who is it? Number 55 it is? Bradley Mackey dropped and misfield. So he's trying to make amends here. Keeper just not collecting that ball.
This one is into the pads and it is whipped through the backward square region. It has gone for one. Oh, good work done there by the fielder, and a bit of poor running, one would say, between the two batsmen. Perhaps a little more pressure, they could have gotten back for a third run.
Yes, a little more pressure here, and they could have gotten back for a third and put their team in a much better position here. Every single run would be counting here for the Babonneau Leatherbacks.
So Monroe Soufriere gives him the charge, misses this one. Oh, for a moment, the keeper had not broken the stump, but the batsman Joseph was so far down the track, there's no way he could have gotten back to his crease. So a good timely dismissal there by Monroe.
Joseph just looking like he was looking like he was trying to work that ball through the leg side, and that ball not turning as much as he anticipated, and the keeper just looking very nice and clean behind the wicket here, and just stumping the batter Siobhan Joseph. So Siobhan Joseph 16 from 13, and the Babonneau Leatherbacks 64 for 3. And Greg, you'd like to think that 90 mark would be a little more difficult if they keep losing wickets, Greg.
Yes, certainly if they are to continue losing wickets at regular intervals like that, it would be almost impossible to get to the 90. But the new batter now is Zaire Antoine. Remember last year, if my memory serves me right, he had, I think, the final game for Babonneau. He scored a half century.
Yes.
It was a very impressive knock. A small man, he packed a really big punch. I was sort of surprised the sort of sixes we saw him hit, some huge sixes, especially towards the grounds area. He was hitting against the wind. So I was even a little surprised that that is the first time he's getting to play in the tournament. But I think it's through injury. He was kept out. First one. Comes back onto the back foot and bangs this one down through the mid-off region. The captain, Mesmin, comes off the boundary and fields, so it's only one run. 65 for 3. So the Leatherbacks, somebody needs to take charge, and one would perhaps think that Abraham needs to strike a few lusty blows to get this team closer to the 90 mark. And this one he makes room down the leg side, but it was straight at the stumps, fired in by Monroe's. And there wasn't much he could have done with this one. So Monroe's in the midst of a good over. 4 deliveries bowled so far, 1 for 3. Certainly would be looking to close the over, try to finish real strong. And this one is shot outside the off stump. Lofted top edge over the man at point, and they've crossed for 2. So fortunate enough, Garrett, this ball did not go to hand. He was never in control of that shot.
Not at all, and that's as a result of the pressure that Dalius Monroe's have been building in this over so far. Just the 5 runs, 5 balls, 5 runs, and the 1 wicket.
It's Monroe's to Abraham, and this is a much better shot. Bangs this one through the covers. They've gone for 1, should get 2. Fielder comes across but cannot prevent 2 runs. So 69 at the end of 8, 69 for 3.
At Caribbean Metals Limited, we believe that building a stronger nation begins with a strong foundation. A foundation built on steel columns, beams, stirrups, and mats. Our products are constantly tested and perfected by the best machines and professionals in the construction business. Choose a strong foundation today. Choose Caribbean Metals Limited.
Zaire, a cross-batted shot again, and he's bowled. Zaire Antoine looking to clear the ropes and playing a cross-batted shot. Again, we have seen that has been the downfall of so many batsmen in the tournament so far. Fairly new to the crease, this would have been his second delivery facing Gary Maffrey, and he's looking for almighty heave over the mid-wicket boundary and comprehensively bowled.
As we see the bowler Javon Charles looking to attack the stumps, and it's a situation where you miss, I hit, and he's definitely been hitting the stumps when the batsmen miss. As you can see, Greg, again, there's some reasoning with the batsmen trying to look to play across the line to hit to the deep mid-wicket side as it is with the breeze, especially from the players' pavilion end. And most of them are getting out, not playing the ball as straight as possible. As you see, most of the batsmen who end up playing the ball straight are the batsmen who score majority of the runs here, Greg.
Yes, certainly. One would have thought that at this stage of the tournament, most of the teams would have played minimum of 3 matches already, so they should have been familiar with the conditions so far. So it is Devon Eugene to face Charles. Comes back and cuts this one through the point area. Scamper through for a single. So immediately Devon Eugene is off the mark. 70 for the loss of 4. So with just 10 legal deliveries remaining, 70 runs on the board, can the Babonneau Leatherbacks perhaps look to revise their total and think of perhaps getting to 85? And Abraham played this one, lofted drive. Bradley Tissot is under this one, takes it very comfortably. And he's always looked like a very confident fielder, Bradley Tissot, whenever he's on the boundary, especially to those high catches.
And Bradley Tissot catching very well here. As you can see, the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars fielders are now beginning to back up their bowlers in the field here, Greg. They're keeping the lead on things here. They've done very, very well. Now, Greg, what do you think a revised target would look like for the Babonneau Leatherbacks, in your opinion?
Well, as I think they should perhaps be looking at 85. Because you're looking at 7 with what? 9 deliveries remaining. They should back themselves to get an additional 15 runs. So far in the Leatherbacks innings, Caleb Thomas, he is top scored with 30 of the 25. The next best contributor would be Chauvin Joseph, who was Tam Sylvester for 16. The other batters really have not contributed much to the innings. Again, this Eugene looking for the cross-batted shot. They've gone for one. The ball has gone through the mid-wicket area. There's danger there. and the bowler did not collect cleanly. But the throw was not the best, but the bowler should have done a better job at that, Gary Maffrey.
Yeah, the bowler should have done a much better job with that. Nonetheless, the Babonneau Leatherbacks are fighting. They turning ones into twos here, trying to see if they could get their team to a formidable total. The batsmen out there are giving it their all here, Greg.
It's Charles into Eugene. And Eugene again looking to tuck this one through the onside. They've gone for one finger of a second. Good work done there by Captain Mesmin coming off the boundary, restricting them to just one. Score moves on to 73 for 5. So really slow going there by the Leatherbacks. Really cannot find the boundaries with any sort of regularity right now.
And you, Greg, the Soufriere Sulphur City bowlers have been bowling well from inception. So
Charles in final delivery, and he cuts straight to the man at the short foot man, but erratic throw, and what should have only been one run, the fielder just threw the ball in, did not go to the wicket keeper nor the bowler, and just gifted the Babonneau Leatherbacks an additional run. So again, the poor cricket continues, the outfield.
yes,
How do you define quality, durability, and protection through micrometers of metal? How do you differentiate a made-to-last a lifetime roof versus cheap sheets of metal? And just how do you put a value on investment protection and the longest warranty in the business? You test our materials, you bend it, scrape it, and ask every roofing professional. Then we double dare you to take the quality test before making your next purchase. Thousands of satisfied homeowners attest to our one defining feature: quality. Caribbean Metals Limited. We've got you covered. Guaranteed.
So the final over will be bowled by Wayne Prosper, who has bowled his one over for just 7 runs. So Captain Mesbin would be hoping that he perhaps could go for the same 7 or perhaps even less. But the Leatherbacks batsmen would have other ideas in mind. And this one wide outside the off stump. Oh, and again, sloppy bit of cricket there. Smart thinking there on behalf of on the part of the batsman. The wicketkeeper collected the ball and threw it up in the air and was celebrating for a caught behind. And the non-striker had the presence of mind to call Devon Eugene down, and they were able to scamper through for a bye. So good cricket, one would say, by the Babonneau Leatherbacks.
yes, and it just goes to show how desperate Babonneau Leatherbacks are. The team is to get to something formidable here, and they're taking anything that they could get their hands on here, Greg.
Yes, because they know every run matters. So, and this one is pulled over the mid wicket. It will go all the way. Yes, it has cleared the fielder, and it has gone for 6. So a timely 6 there struck by Maki, and it has gone all the way, Gary Maffrey, for 6. So good shot there by young Maki.
Welcome boundary here by the young Maki, and the Babonneau Leatherbacks takes them to 82. Greg, do you think this next 4 balls here, they would be eyeing the 90 mark here, Greg?
Well, certainly with the way Maki is striking the ball there, it is still possible. This one rushed him a bit, but it's right in the 40-yard circle, and Devon Eugene has just touched down the striker's end and backs. A good aggressive run in there by Maki, and Eugene able to run 2, and the score has been propelled to 84. So certainly the mid-80 that I was requesting, they have already achieved it. So it is still possible to get an additional, say, minimum 6 to 8 runs in the next 3 deliveries, Gary Maffrey.
Greg, from the time this pair has joined forces in the wicket, they've run 2 runs every single time.
And this one is pulled through the mid-wicket area. There's gone for 1, and Maki wants a second. Devon does not. Certainly they would have completed the two had they gone for it, but good fielding there at the end, restricting them to just one. So Maki 11 from 4, Eugene 5 from 4. Still possible to get into the 90s. Certainly that's what they would be hoping for. Prosper should have other ideas. And this one gets the bottom part of the bat. It's gone through the long. Again, bit of hesitation on the part of the batsman. What should have been another 2 Gary Maffra, because there was clearly a fumble by Tisson under pressure coming off the long on boundary.
And you see Devon Eugene always reluctant to come back for the second, and Bradley Mackey always eager to come back for the second. So they've, in my opinion, they've missed out on 2 runs here in that over, Greg.
Yes, the last 2 deliveries, final delivery. Short, looks to pull this one. And again, they probably missed out on an opportunity. They could have come up for a bye.
Yeah.
The final delivery. So one would say the last 3 deliveries there, the Babonneau Leatherbacks, perhaps the batsmen are fellas, they are falling asleep, one would say.
Yeah, maybe a bit of tiredness. Nonetheless, Babonneau Leatherbacks 86 for 5, Greg. Not a bad total here. Yesterday, we saw your former player of the Central Castries team here, and they couldn't get 88 runs. So do you think that's going to do it for the Babonneau Leatherbacks here, Greg?
Well, a lot would depend on how the bowlers bowl, because with the Colpot, the Chazelle Colpot, they certainly do possess a formidable bowling attack, and they were able to put a stranglehold on the Castries batting, and more so, a lot was dependent on the captain Stephen Natrum. Once they got him out, it's like they were really constricted. So the same could be done with the Sulphur City. We know the likes of Julian Sylvester and Shanai Mesbin. These would be the 2 key batters for a successful run chase. So if they can get Julian very early and perhaps get the captain Mesbin, you never know what would happen. But let's look at the scorecard very quickly there, Gary. Again, Caleb Thomas, top score, 30 of 25. You have the Siobhan Joseph, who only got 16 on this occasion. Maki, who played a good little hand, 11 not out of the 5 deliveries he faced, and there were a number of runs between him and Devon Eugene, a partnership of 16 towards the end between these two. But for the bowlers, the Soufriere City Stars, the impressive Javon Charles with 3 for 17 of 2, and Dalias Monrose, who had the 1 over for 7. Tiso, he went for 12 of his 1 over, but the young Gassi did not pick up any wicket, but he was impressive enough. His 2 overs only conceding some 13 runs. So at this point, Gary, we are going to take a break, and we're going to resume to see the reply of the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. They would be looking to overhaul that total of 76 runs for victory.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up. Start the day. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. For Republic Bank, that reason is you. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
How do you define quality, durability, and protection through micrometers of metal? How do you differentiate a made-to-last a lifetime roof versus cheap sheets of metal? And just how do you put a value on investment protection and the longest warranty in the business? You test our materials, you bend it, scrape it, and ask every roofing professional. Then we double dare you to take the quality test before making your next purchase. Thousands of satisfied homeowners attest to our one defining feature: quality. Caribbean Metals Limited. We've got you covered. Guaranteed.
Darren Sammy Cricket Ground comes alive this May with the Dream 11 St. Lucia T10 Blast, and Winners TV is proud to bring it all to you live from May 6th to 20th. 15 days of exciting cricket. Don't miss out on any of the action. Tune in to Winners TV for all the live comprehensive coverage. The Dream 11 St. Lucia T10 Blast 3rd edition will bring renewed life to the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. This is your chance to see all your favourite teams and players. From the former World Cup and CPL champion Johnson Charles to the two-time World Cup captain Darren Sammy and the fan favourite, the Spiceman Andre Fletcher, and many more local upcoming talent. It's the Dream 11 St. Lucia T10 Blast coming live to Winners TV May 6th to 20th.
Hi guys, welcome to the NCC up here in Brisbane. I'm Nathan Lyon and I'm here to talk to you about off-spin bowling today, so hopefully I'll be able to teach you a few things here and there about my skill and my trade. Number one tip for kids learning to bowl spin is the big thing is trying to spin the ball. That's what our job is as spin bowlers. We're trying to spin the ball to try and do the batsman off the wicket. My grip's going to be a little bit different to you young guys out there. So the young kids out there probably is more likely to have three fingers on the ball and really try and spin up the back of the ball. Where if you're a little bit bigger like myself and got big hands, my grip is usually 2 fingers on the ball and really try and spin up the back of the ball so it's coming out the top of your finger and going down like that towards the batsman. My wrist position for a normal stock off break is it's pretty simple. It's I cock it straight back to myself, and when I'm releasing the ball, it's coming out over the top of like that. So it's not overly too hard. All my wrist is doing is going back and forward. It's not rocket science. It's just a little bit of tip that may help you spin up the back of the ball. I'm trying right now up here at the NCC, trying to come up with a few different things, a few different balls to bowl. I'm trying to bowl a back spinner at the moment, which is simply, my grip is similar, but I push the ball back into my hand, thumb comes on the ball. Instead of going over the top of the ball, I'm coming down the back of the ball, which really releases the ball out like that, so it's spinning backwards and hopefully hitting the pitch and going the other way. For spinners, we don't usually have to run in that far compared to the fast bowlers, so my run up is simply 7 steps from the stumps, and it's usually pretty casual. I don't try and run in or anything. I just do what's natural for me is simply walk in until I get to the mark and really start to bowl the ball. So it's pretty cruisy.
Yeah! Oh, they like it. It's out!
Really important for me to bowl, when I'm bowling well, I'm bowling pretty side on at the crease. As a normal spinner, my delivery stance is quite small. My shoulders are going towards the target, and the big thing is I'm powering up off my back foot and spending a lot of time on my front foot, but I'm going up over the ball like that. So my shoulders are going up, they're not going around, and by my shoulders going up like that, I'm putting spin on the ball, overspin on the ball, which helps me get some bounce. The beauty about spin bowlers, we have to play mind game with some batsmen. So I can bowl over the wicket here, and I usually bowl around the wicket as well. The difference between that is the different angles. I can bowl here into a right-handed batsman. I'm looking to pitch just outside the off stump, trying to turn the ball back into the off stump. But then I can come around here and changes the whole thing. It's 1.5 metres pretty much big difference between the different release points of the bowler. I'm trying to land the ball on the stumps and still trying to hit middle and off stump. Just by pitching it in line with the stumps brings in more ways to get wickets.
Yeah, it's come off the bat, and that's brilliantly caught.
Just always trying to hit the spin to hit the stumps, especially around off the middle stump. Yeah! As an off-spin bowler, I really enjoy bowling the left-hand batters. When we have the chance to spin the ball away from the batsman, it really brings in your catches at slips. It's a big important thing. We're still trying to land the ball on the stumps, but with the left-hander trying to spin it away to try to take the outside edge, and hopefully their slips can hang on to a couple of catches.
They get.
With my relationship with Brad Haddon, he's really crucial for the way I bowl. He obviously picks all the balls that I bowl. Yeah! He knows where the ball is going, and it's really good to have that crucial relationship where the keeper can throw a couple of points here and there and try and figure out how to get batsmen out as quick as possible. The different ways to try and work over a batsman is obviously trying and figure out where his weaknesses are at ASAP, and you can do that by bowling your different balls to the batter, by tossing them up a little bit higher and a little bit slower, but also throwing in a few different arm balls or faster balls, just to see if we can work them across the crease and then hopefully slide one back into the pads and even get them out LBW, or hopefully an ideal off-spinning wicket is to do the guy in the air and bowl the batsman out through the gate, which is ideally the best ball for an off-spinner.
Good shot.
Yeah, it was a good challenge playing against Kevin Peterson in the Ashes. He's a pretty attacking batsman. He doesn't really pay much spinners much respect. So it was a good challenge for me, and I was lucky enough to come out and top there a couple of times there, but he's a world-class batsman, and I really enjoy bowling to someone who wants to take the game on and challenge me. So he's definitely one batsman who can hit the ball a long way, but as a spinner, if you can win the war and don't worry about the fight out there in the middle, it's all about the end result, that's the main thing.
Out comes Peterson.
Shouldn't be discouraged here, Nathan Lyon.
For the kids out there, if there's some big bully of a batsman that is out there hitting sixes every second ball, you can throw your fielders out and have a little bit of a protection, and really puts the ball back in their court. You don't need to change the way you're bowling. I don't mind getting hit for six, it's about the ball, that next ball you bowl.
Out he comes again. The cry goes up for catch it. Harris is down there. He's out!
I always try and bowl my best ball, which is the best off-spinning ball that I can bowl. The very next ball after getting hit for six, and hopefully I'll do the batsman. If they want to hit me again, hopefully I'll get them caught out in the boundary or stumped if they happen to miss the ball.
Here he goes. He's out. He's gone. Straight down the throat of long off. And that's the end. 5 for Nathan Lyon.
First time in Australia, Bill. What an outstanding performance.
A basic field for a right-handed batsman is pretty simple. I usually have 4 on the offside.
Number 23 in the Dream 11 St. Lucia T10 Blast. A shout out to Dream 11, our main sponsor here, for the support they've given to this T10 tournament. Of course, the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars taking on the Babonneau Leatherbacks. As I say, welcome back to Gary Maffra, and of course, all our viewers.
Good afternoon, Clivus, Jules, and good afternoon to all our viewers. We have the chase here by the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. We're getting ready for that. Babonneau Leatherbacks, if they have anything to say, will look to contain the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars.
certainly will look to contain the Sulphur City Stars. And I bet you the strategy would really be to see the back of Julian Sylvester as early as possible, and of course to contain Shania Mesmin. And we have Sylvester and is it Emmanuel? First delivery from Eugene, driven to mid off, and no run resulting. Bradley Marquis is right there in the way. A good start from Eugene. So it's Sylvester. And this one is played in the air. Shot finally comes around and completes the catch. And we have a wicket in the first over for the Babonneau Leatherbacks, and they are jubilant in the field as well.
Yes, Babonneau Leatherbacks knows how important the wicket of Julian Sylvester is. He's been very, very dangerous for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. And earlier, our fellow commentator Greg Wilson said that the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars batting will rely heavily on Julian Sylvester if they are to get over the line here. But Cliver's Jules, I beg to differ. I think the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars have a very compact and all-round team. We have not seen the likes of Kevin Gassi batting as well, who has some very good all-round capabilities here. And we know all guys like Sextus Emmanuel are very good players also. So looking at Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, I think they're in with a very good chance. And Babonneau has done very well in terms of helping themselves defend that 86 for 5.
Yes. So we have Ashley Hippolyte. He's coming to replace Julian Sylvester. Julian Sylvester, I think, is the first game where he is failed to cause an impact in the scoring, as Ashley Hippolyte, the Ecstasy Manuel, is on striker. He plays a big booming drive to Eugene outside off, not making any contact. That ball goes through to Abraham, the wicket keeper. And a good start for the Babonneau Leatherbacks and Devon Eugene. He hasn't conceded a run. He has the wicket of Sylvester, and he bowls to Emmanuel, and Emmanuel is working this one down to third man, wide of third man, and Sanjay Hale, he runs around to his right and does the fielding, and not before they come through for that single, the first run of the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. They're off the mark now, and also Ecstasy Manuel is off the mark, and that brings Ashley Hippolyte into strike. He will be facing up to Devon Eugene. He's bowled 4 balls. He's taken 1 wicket and only conceded a run. So a good start for Eugene and the Leatherbacks, Gary Maffrey.
Very good start by the Leatherbacks here. And you see Devon Eugene being very, very accurate. He started well for the Leatherbacks, and he's been doing well for the Leatherbacks throughout the tournament so far.
The Babonneau Leatherbacks, they're having a dream tournament. They're certainly having a dream tournament. Their bowling has been really good. Their batting has been up to mark as well. And Devon Eugene, on this occasion, he was bang on target, forcing a defensive shot out of Ashley Hippolyte. Can he finish well? We've spoken of bowlers not finishing well. Eugene into Hippolyte. Hippolyte is driving to the covers. They come through for 1. There's a chance of a run out, but no. Ecstasy Manuel is lightning quick in between the wickets, and he would have been home had there been a hit, and he was safe. So 1 run to Ashley, another run to the Sulphur City Stars, and 1 to Hippolyte. So the score is 2 for 1 at the completion of the very first over.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up. Start the day. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. For Republic Bank, that reason is you. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
The Sulphur City Stars innings here.
Certainly the Bricks Sulphur City Stars really couldn't get anything out of this over, and they managed to get a couple of singles, and not without risk as well, as we see Sanjay Hale. Sanjay Hale will be taking up the attack from the commentary box end, and he will be bowling to Hippolyte. Ashley Hippolyte, he's faced 2 balls, he's 1 run. And we have also Excess Emmanuel facing 2. He scored 1. And Julian Sylvester, the prolific Julian Sylvester, no runs off 2 balls. He's gone out already. Hailed into Hippolyte outside of stump. And he's getting some bounce, extracting some bounce out of the wicket. A bit wide, but the good bounce here through to wicketkeeper Abraham from Hale.
You'd expect Hale, very tall and lanky. You could see he has some very long levers, long arms here. So you expect him to extract a bit of bounce off the surface here. And you have Ashley Hippolyte, a very accomplished batsman, Clivers.
And this time, Hale is down the leg side. White signal there by the umpire. And Abraham called into action, moving across to his left to make the stop. 1 more to the total. And Hale really missing his line on this occasion.
And Hale would know, and also the captain of the Babonneau Leatherbacks would know that the wides would not help their case at all.
Hale outside of stump, coming into Ashley Hippolyte. Ashley Hippolyte work this one past a short third man, and they come through for 2. The fielder on the boundary looks like Antoine Zai. Antoine, it looks like him, can't confirm now, but a good bit of fielding on his part, restricting Hippolyte to just 2 runs. And a good shot from Ashley. There was a bit of bounce on that delivery, but he rocked back and played it past the short third man. He comes in again to Hippolyte. He's on the pass. Hippolyte is driving out towards the wideish mid wicket. He comes through for 1. Think of the second. It's on. He gets the second run very comfortably. A bit of fielding. The second run taken pretty comfortably, and the score moves on by 2. 7 for 1. 1.3 overs. Ashley Hippolyte, he's a runner ball 5. Emmanuel is on 1. Hippolyte still on strike. He's taken 2 twos in this over. Hale's coming to Hippolyte again outside of some. Hippolyte looking for that late cut past the short third man, not making any contact. It goes through to Abraham.
Adjustment here from Hippolyte, but the bowler Sanjay Hale just adjusting his length here, just going back to his original length. Clivers hitting top of off just outside off stump. He's getting some bounce here off the wicket. Ashley Hippolyte has been getting on top of it.
And very uncomfortable bounce for Ashley on that last delivery. Hales would like to repeat that. He comes into Hippolyte again. This time it's a bit straighter. Ashley Hippolyte plays it to the offside, and they get a single. And this time it is Zai Antoine that comes in from the short cover region, and there's the fielding. Can't prevent the single. The score moves on by 1 to 8. So 8 for 1. The partnership is 8. Certainly, Julian Sylvester not making any contribution. Sanjay Hale, he's gone for 6 from his 5 balls. Can he finish well here, Gary Maffron, as he moves into bowl, this time to Excess Emmanuel, and he's cutting Excess Emmanuel. This one definitely squared him up, and he couldn't get a touch to this one. It goes through to the keeper.
Very good bowling by Sanjay Hale. Very good finish, bounce, pace, and some swing here. Just testing the technique of the Julian Sylvester. No, Excess Emmanuel here. Just testing his defense. And Sanjay Hales finishes off nicely. 1 over 6 runs. Just what the Babonneau Leatherbacks captain would have asked.
Certainly what the captain would have asked. And Babonneau Leatherback, you can see the buoyancy in the field. There's a spring in the step. Everybody hopping around and running back to their mark. So it's a lot of energy in the Babonneau Leatherbacks team, and we're seeing the introduction of Javon Charles, not Javan as opposed to the guy from Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. Javon Charles, he comes into bowl to Ashley Hippolyte, and he's getting that uncomfortable length outside off stump, goes through to the wicket keeper. Javon Charles, he's bowled splendidly in the last couple of matches. He's gotten a couple of man of the matches so far in this competition.
He's held his own in this competition. foundation here. As you could see, he's just extracting some bounce outside off stump, same as Sanjay Hales previously.
And he moves into Hippolyte. Hippolyte is getting one on the pads, plays it into the offside. There's a chance of a run out, fired in, and he would have been short of his ground. Ashley Hippolyte, I thought he had given up already. He would have been well short had there been a direct hit.
Yes, Clivers, and that you would say is a suicide single, hitting the ball straight to short mid wicket and taking a run. And the bowler, the fielder here, just missing a direct hit here. Chance gonna beg in for the Babonneau Leatherbacks.
And the 1 run added to the total. Hippolyte is on 8. Charles comes in to Extas Emmanuel. Extas Emmanuel looking for that big heave out towards mid-wicket. Not making any contact. It goes through to Stephen Abraham. And the score remains on 9 for 1. We've had 2.3 overs bowled. Javon Charles is considered only 1 from his 3 balls. So he's continuing from his tight bowling from the last couple of matches. He moves in. He moves in to bowl to Extas Emmanuel. And Extas Emmanuel again looking for that big shot. Is he the one who's going to look to raise his hand today? Extas Emmanuel. Javon Charles is keeping it away from him. And this time another dot delivery. Good stuff from Javon Charles.
Javon Charles is getting some movement away from the right-handed hair Clivers. He's bowling a nice test length here. Just testing the batsman's technique here. And he's been very successful at it so far.
He's found 1 till on every occasion. Extas Emmanuel. This one, Javon Charles goes down the leg side and bring in Abraham, wicketkeeper, diving to his left. A good stop by Abraham. And wide signal there. Javon Charles just losing the radar a touch and conceding that extra run.
Definitely just losing it just a touch, and he's going to get back on it in this ball here.
He moves in to Extas Emmanuel, who hasn't been able to make any contact. This time he's very wide outside of stump. So calling Stephen Abraham wide down the leg side, wide outside of Javon Charles. Is overcompensating on this occasion. Still 76 runs we required, 44 balls to get those in. And extras has moved on to 3. We have Hippolyte on 7 and Emmanuel on 1. Charles moves into Extas Emmanuel. Again, very wide outside of stump, and the umpire will signal that. Another wide Javon Charles. He's really, something has gone on with him. He's usually a very tight bowler.
Yes, we've seen some extravagant movement from Javon Charles. Just moving away from the batter. The wicketkeeper doing very well to clean up here, and Javon Charles will be disappointed in these last 3 balls that he's bowled, Clivers.
Certainly disappointed. And he should be looking to correct those. 8-3-1 moves into Extas Emmanuel and he's bang on target and defensively played, but good awareness from Ashley Hippolyte. Good backing up from him as well. Just saw Javon Charles not really aware of the present situation. Ball dropped by Emmanuel and run taken.
And you see the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars trying to take everything that they could get because they know how essential those runs can be towards the back end of the inning. We have a very accomplished Ashley Hippolyte. Let's see how he gets on here.
Hippolyte will face up to Charles, and Charles is on the pad, whipped the way out towards mid-wicket, deep square really, and they come through for 1. Ashley is looking for the second. There was a fumble, it might have been on. The throw was not, it was slow in coming, and the run was taken by Ashley Hippolyte. He seemed to be struggling a little bit, and certainly you mentioned that the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, they'll be looking to get everything, because at the moment the Babonneau Leatherbacks are really feeding them crumbs. They're really not getting anything to put away, and that's the result of the tight bowling of the Babonneau Leatherbacks. So after some 3 overs, the score is 14-1 with Extas Emmanuel. He's on 2 from 6 balls, and Hippolyte, he's on 8 from 10.
At Caribbean Metals Limited, we believe that building a stronger nation begins with a strong foundation. A foundation built on steel columns, beams, stirrups, and mats. Our products are constantly tested and perfected by the best machines and professionals in the construction business. Choose a strong foundation today. Choose Caribbean Metals Limited.
It will be Sanjay Hill to continue. Sanjay Hill, he'll be bowling to Ashley Hippolyte, season campaigner for the Sulphur City Stars, and he gets some bounce, loud up, he got the glove through. Sanjay Hill, he's extracting some bounce, and we spoke of it, that one got big on Ashley and through to Abraham.
Yes, beautiful delivery there by the tall and lanky Sanjay Hill. And like we said, we definitely see those two bowlers testing the technique of the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars batsmen here. And you'd like to say Sanjay Hales is in the midst of a very good spell here at Clivers.
Certainly in the midst of an excellent spell is Sanjay Hale. He has gotten 1 for 6 from 1.1. And we mentioned his bounce earlier, what he was extracting out of the wicket. And on this occasion, he just got Ashley to glove one through to the wicket keeper. That ball was moving after it left the batter, and the wicket keeper did well to take it well over his head as well. So excellent work all round from the Babonneau Leatherbacks.
And the wicket keeper has looked very, very good for the Babonneau Leatherbacks. It's Stephen Abraham. He's looked very good, cleaning up nicely behind the wicket. He takes and collects the ball very, very well. And the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars in a spot of butter here, Clivers.
Certainly they're not going anywhere in a hurry. 14 for 2, 3 overs completed. We're into the 4th over, and at that same stage, after 3 overs, the Babonneau Leatherbacks, they were 29 for 1. So they've lost more wickets. They're well behind in the runs that they would have scored. And the captain, Shanai Mesmin, he played a very responsible hand last time, with Soufriere Sulphur City Stars needing to consolidate. Hales into Mesmin, and outer edge found over the slip fielder into the boundary. 4 runs. It doesn't matter how they come, they're coming.
Fortuitous for here for the captain, Shanai Mesmin, but he's come to the wicket with some energy here, Clivers. Maybe just what the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars needs to get over the line here. And the Babonneau Leatherbacks, they keep bowling very, very well so far. All 3 bowlers have been on the money here, Clivers.
All 3 bowlers certainly have been on the money. Sanjay Hill, he's extracted bounce. He's been rewarded with the wicket of Ashley Hippolyte, and now he continues to Mesmin. Can he find a good response from Hale onto Mesmin? Mesmin plays this one square, come through for 1 and 2. The throw comes in. Had it been a better throw, had the keeper collected, Mesmin might have been found wanting.
Yes, definitely. Very good pickup from the fielder on the deep square leg boundary here, and just getting Mesmin to put the wheels on here, and Mesmin just getting to his ground successfully. Just a bit of fortune here with that ball not hitting the stump.
Certainly, and Mesmin has gotten a move on. He's 6 from 2. He's trying to improve on the scoring rate of the Sulphur City Stars, and Mesmin comes in. That throw, Mesmin played that one down the ground just past the bowler, and coming through for a quick single.
And Clivers, I must say, I am loving the enthusiasm and the energy that I'm seeing from the Babonneau Leatherbacks here. Very good energy in the field. It looks like they know that they're on top, Clivers, and they're definitely showing it in the field here. Soufriere Sulphur City, on the other hand, the captain looks very good with the few balls that he's played so far.
And so some energy, and Babonneau responding well as well. So pressure being placed on the field. The field is responding. 1.4 overs bowled by Sanjay Hill. He's conceded 13. He's taken a wicket, and he bowls to Excess Emmanuel, and he's getting that bounce again. Very uncomfortable for Excess Emmanuel. He's only able to play this one square. Can't succeed in getting a run. So Excess Emmanuel, he's taking up a few balls to get going. He's taken 7 balls to get just 2 runs.
I think the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars would be better off just seeing off Sanjay Hales here, as he's in the midst of a very good spell here, and maybe try to see if they could take it up with the rest of the bowlers from the Babonneau Leatherbacks. So far, Soufriere Sulphur City Stars 21 for 2 in a spot of butter. Captain looking to stage a recovery here with the batsman Sixtus Emmanuel.
And the inside edge past the diving Stephen Abraham behind the stumps, and going to the boundary. 4 runs for Excess Emmanuel fortuitous boundary as well for him, but it doesn't matter how they come. Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, they definitely need it.
Yes, they will take it any way it comes. They're not complaining. As we see the Babonneau Leatherbacks bowlers or the fielders just moving around nicely. Good energy in the field. There's a little water break for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars batsmen. They've been running a lot of singles.
The keeper Stephen Abraham at full stretch, goalkeeper style, to restrict that one. No ball as well. So Joshua Sipal, he hasn't started very well here.
Well, he hasn't started very well, but the keeper has been looking very well for the Babonneau Leatherbacks, Stephen Abraham. I'm certainly sure Mr. Cyrus Sipal, father of Joshua Sipal, will be watching keenly.
I'm sure he's there. I haven't seen him, but I'm sure he's there. Mr. Cyrus Sipal, a very avid fan of cricket. You see, wherever cricket is, Mr. Sipal is there.
Very much so, very supportive when it comes to cricket. Do you think there's a bit of nerves when comes to Joshua Sipal? His first
certainly
game?
There must be his first game of the competition, and he's bowling to Shanai Mesmin, who's looking for runs, driven out towards a long off, and they come through for one. So Joshua Sipal making amends, and he's on target. Shanai Mesmin can only get a single. He's moved to 8 from 5 balls. Emmanuel is on 6 from 8 balls.
That last ball here, he would want to get away from allowing Shanai Mesmin room to free his hand there. He gets skipped with a possible boundary here. Let's see how it goes to Ecstasy Emmanuel.
And Emmanuel, this one peels off the outer edge of the bat and goes to a whitish foot man. Hales come around to field, and they come through for the second run rather comfortably. A good bit of work from Sanjay Hale running around to his right. He picks up a rifle the throw back to the keeper, but Ecstasy Emmanuel was safely home. 2 runs added to the total, 29 for 2, 4.2 overs bowled, 58 required from 34. Sipal, he moves in. He's bowling shot outside off to Emmanuel, and Emmanuel is not comfortable with that length. He can't play it. Goes through to Abraham. So Sipal, a good comeback delivery from him.
Looks like Sipal is just getting into his bowling. Very smooth run up, good acceleration for the crease, high. Delivering from high, he's hitting the crease, he's hitting the pitch very hard. That last delivery was nice and pacey.
Very smooth. Sipal comes through and he rushes this one onto Ecstasy Emmanuel, and this one got big on him too. Ecstasy Emmanuel just able to go over the top of the extra cover fielder. The fielder from long off comes around, and he comes through for a single. We see Shanai Mesmin is going to be changing his sword for this war.
Yes, Shanai Mesmin is probably taking a lighter bat, as he's seen Joshua Sipal is a little bit quicker than he expected. So maybe he's looking for a lighter bat so that he could play that pool shot a little better. And Joshua Sipal is running in and hitting the pitch very, very hard here, Clivers.
Very hard. Is good start. First over in a tournament for Sipal. He's bowled 4 balls, 5 runs surrendered, and he took Shanai Mesmin outer edge found out towards Hales, coming off the third man boundary. 1 bounce to him. Mesmin being lucky on this occasion, that lighter bat, but Joshua Sipal is finding the edge again. Good ball from young Sipal.
Yes, young Sipal is bowling a very hard length here, and it's making life difficult for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars batsmen, including the captain Shanai Mesman. Let's see how he finishes. Here, Clivers.
Good smooth run up for Sepal, comes into excess. Emmanuel plays it out towards a short backward square and can't get a run. That ball was traveling quickly to Devon Eugene, who made a fantastic stop, and Shanai Mesman was not interested in the run on that occasion. And we've had 5 overs completed, Gary Maffra, 31 for 2.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up. Start the day. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. For Republic Bank, that reason is you. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
At Caribbean Metals Limited, we believe that building a stronger nation begins with a strong foundation. A foundation built on steel columns, beams, stirrups, and mats. Our products are constantly tested and perfected by the best machines and professionals in the construction business. Choose a strong foundation today. Choose Caribbean Metals Limited.
Backs bowlers and the captain.
I was certainly very much impressed with the spell from Sanjay Hills. Extracted a fair bit of bounce and was very pacey. Yes. Emmanuel really was looking very uncomfortable out there to him. So first ball to Captain Mesmin, wide outside the stump, but somehow he is able to tug it wide of the man at long on and able to scamper back for a second. So the equation now 54 runs needed in 29 deliveries.
Yes, they need to go at a rate of 11 and over, but the captain Mesman looks like he has it covered. He's definitely not rolling over and die here.
Yes, so Thomas into Captain Mesman, wide outside the awesome. He took this one, it might go all the way for 6, and it does. So good blow struck there by Captain Shanai Mesmin. This one was pitched up by Khalil Thomas outside the awesome, but give him this sort of room to really free his arms, Gary, and he was able to tug it wide of the man at long on Sanjay Hills for 6. A good shot there by Mesmin.
And the captain Mesmin looking to fight with everything that he's got to make sure that the Soufriere City Stars stay on top here, Greg.
Well, I did indicate from early he would be one of the key batters if they have to go front. This one he has gone high, does not have the distance. Sanjay Hills settles on there and he drops it. He must be disappointed there. He didn't look all that confident. Gary Maffra going for that high catch, Sanjay Hills.
Yes, he didn't look too confident just going on there. He took that ball a bit low. He clearly looks disappointed in dropping that catch. The Babonneau Leatherbacks, that's not what they would have wanted, and the captain Mesman gets another chance to give it a go.
Yes, Caleb Thomas was able to induce the fall shot there from Captain Mesman, looking to go over the top again, getting thick bottom edge, but the ball went high, extremely high. Give Sanjay Hills enough time to settle under, but we could have just seen the body language. He just wasn't looking that confident going in. And Mesmin gets to fight another day. So Thomas having to abort his run. Umpire Leo now signaling dead ball. So 42 for the loss of 2. At the halfway stage, 31 for 2. And at the halfway stage, the Leatherbacks, when they were batting, they were 45 for 1. So Thomas into Mesmin. Shot outside the off stump. Through to the keeper. Looks for the attempted pull shot through the mid-wicket region and did not make any contact. Gary, what we have noticed, the Babonneau Leatherbacks bowlers, anytime they have really gone on the short side, it has troubled the Sulphur City Stars batsmen to a certain degree.
Definitely, Greg. Anytime they hit their lengths, it has troubled the Sulphur City Stars batsmen here.
Shot again, and Mesmin one could only describe as a duck and pull at the same time.
Yes.
He certainly was taking evasive action, and at the same time he was looking to complete the pull shot. So good shot, fast pitch bowling there by Caleb Thomas.
I'm very happy that the Captain Mesman was able to be successful at taking that evasive action here. We see Caleb Thomas showing some aggression there with the bowling. Good all-round capabilities there from Caleb Thomas.
Certainly no muck with the ball. Shot again, and Mesme looking for the cross-batted shot for the third time in a row, looking to cross-bat. Short pitch bowling there by Thomas and not been successful. So one would see good use of the track there by Caleb Thomas.
Very good use. He's bowled good over in the context of the game. They need, Soufriere Sulphur City Stars would need 11.50 runs per over from here on to get over the line. And the Babonneau Leatherbacks have been bowling very, very well. And they are doing a good job in terms of containing the Soufriere Sulphur City batters.
Yes, they have been doing a good job. Emmanuel has been there from the onset, and one would expect by now Gary would have gotten a sighter and he should be able to get the ball to the boundaries. They certainly would need a few boundaries from here onwards if they are to challenge that score. But certainly he too seems to be struggling to a certain degree. Shot wide outside your stump, and umpire Darius has stretched the arms indicating to Joshua Stipal that at this level, in that form of cricket, there's no social distancing between bat and ball.
Not at all, Greg. He just falling away the last delivery there.
Sipal, much better delivery, shot outside the off stump. Sisus Emmanuel looking to play the inside out shot into the cover region, but to no avail. So certainly the Leatherback bowlers have been troubling the Sulphur City Stars batsmen with the back of a length, and they've not been able to put bat to ball trying to play those cross-batted shots at all.
If you look at Ecstasy Manuel stats here, 9 runs from 13 balls with the 8 dots here from. So he's
bowled by Sipal. Full length delivery. And this occasion certainly was beaten for pace as well. So we could see this celebration and the joy in Josh Sipal picking up his first wicket at that level.
Yes, you can see the joy in Joshua Sipal's face here, and his reaction. His teammates seem to be very, very happy for him here, as you could see from the celebration. Nonetheless, I do think that the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars should be happy with the loss of Ecstasy Emmanuel, as he's faced, he scored the 9 runs from the 14 balls, but Greg, he's faced 9 dot balls out of that 14 balls. So maybe just for another batter to add some impetus to the innings, it was better off he getting out. And we have Bradley Tiso. They gave Bradley Tiso that responsibility to come in and see if he could get his team some momentum and get them towards the target here.
Yes, the dismissal of Ecstasy Emmanuel may very well be a blessing in disguise for the Soufriere City Sulphur Stars, because he really wasn't going anywhere. It's a question, perhaps Gary, he was driving with the handbrakes up.
Yes,
so certainly could not accelerate.
Yeah, today just did not seem to be his day. He hasn't timed anything, and he's missed out on most of the deliveries here. So, like you said, a blessing in disguise for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. Let's see them.
So Tisson would be facing up to Sipal. Should be very on this one. He pulls straight back past the bowler. Does not have the sort of contact that he would have wanted. The ball struck high on the bat. Fell inside the 30-yard circle. They were only able to go through for a single. So Joshua Sipal in the midst of a very good spell. 1.3 overs. He has picked up 1 for 8 runs. So Sipal to Captain Mesmin. And goes for the big heave. Completely misses this one. He admonishes himself for missing out, he believes. But good bowling there nevertheless by young Sipal. Certainly a day he would remember, making his debut in the Dream 11 picking up a wicket, and he's really running in hard. Good rhythm.
He's looked very good so far, Greg.
So it's Ostipal into Mesmin, and this one, Mesmin drive this one down through, long on. They've gone for one, and there was a misfield, and they were able to come through for a second. So the Leatherback, for once, Gary, misfielding. In the ground fielding, one would say they have been, well, Sanjay Hills has dropped the high catch, but in terms of the ground fielding, they have done extremely well so far.
They've looked very well in the ground, look very good when it comes to their ground fielding.
Sipal into Mesmin. Mesmin pull this one, great shot over the square leg region, down over the boundary for 6. So the umpires took a bit of time, delay in giving the decision, but from our vantage point, we could have seen clearly, Gary, it went way over the rope for 6. So a timely 6 there by Captain Shalai Mesmin, and in the process bringing up the Soufriere City Silver Stars 51 for free after 7 overs.
Again, Greg, we see the umpires a little delayed with the signals here, and I'm certainly sure Joshua Sipal would, that fielder who just that misfield a while ago, Greg, that had Mesmin get back on strike here, and he just hitting Joshua Sipal for a 6 here. Joshua Sipal, 2 overs, 1 for 16. Not a bad outing, not a bad outing at all, Greg.
Not a bad outing by the young man. One would certainly say that he would have had an economy rate of 8, and that would still be reasonable. If all the bowlers maintain 8, it means that they would have won the game comfortably.
Yeah, definitely, Greg. And you see the Babonneau Leatherbacks, they've looked good in the field. Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, their captain Mesmin, making sure that they give it a go here, Greg.
Yes, Caleb Thomas will be continuing to Tisson. Good back of a lane delivery. Tisson again looking to go through to the mid-wicket, played a cross-batted shot and completely misses this one, Gary. And when you look at the offside, basically, once you get past the Zaire Antoinette point, to his left or to his right, it's almost a certain boundary. Yes. So one would wonder why exactly he has not employed perhaps the cut shot instead. So Thomas to Tisson. Shot again, and he gone for the pull shot. The ball goes straight over the keeper's head, and Jovan Charles very slow from Footman to get across, and the ball goes over the rope for 4. So one would say a good shot, good result. Yes. From the shot played, straight back over the head of the keeper is always one of the safest positions you could go to.
He definitely got the desired result here, Greg. A bit fortuitous. You could clearly see Caleb Thomas disappointed with the efforts from the fielder at third man here. He thought that he could have done better.
Thomas into Tisson, shot again, same result. The ball has spilled down, and this time a much better effort from Charles, restricting them to just 1 run this time. So Tisson certainly looks very businesslike as he has come to the crease. Like we did indicate, it might very well be the blessing in disguise that the Sulphur City Stars needed.
Yes, he definitely came out to give it a go. He's not mucking around out there. Better recovery from the fielder down there, Greg. He did much better this time around. And you see Caleb Thomas still maintaining that hard length here.
Yes, Thomas to Mesmin. Again, back of a length, and just the sort of the position of Gary as a coach. What do you think of the Mesmin's approach to that pull shot?
I don't think that Mesmin is getting himself in a position to pull the ball at all. Matter of fact, he does not want to get his body behind it at all.
Thomas to Mesmin. Again, much fuller length this time, but it looked like it was premeditated, and Mesmin has decided he's just hitting in one direction.
And this time around, Mesmin got himself in a much better position for that pole shot. As you can see, he moved just outside off stump in order to get himself behind that ball. But the bowler just being a little bit ahead of him and get bowling a fuller length as opposed to the hard length he was bowling earlier.
So Mesmin calling for a replacement again, not satisfied. Well, they always say a bad tradesman tend to blame his tools, Gary. Mesmin suggesting to us the reason why he's not getting back to ball is because the bat has a problem.
And he's changed as the second time that he's changed his bat?
This is the second time he has changed the bat. So the first time we saw two came out and he did change. So this time I'm thinking that the first one that went out did not come back. So is there a possibility if he has to change, he has to call for someone else bat? Anyhow, final delivery in the spell there. Shot. Attempted cross-batted shot. As misses this one, and the umpire Leo and Darius seems to be satisfied with this delivery. So the end of the Caleb Thomas spell. One comes across, feels cleanly, sends the ball back to the keeper.
And Greg, you'd like to see the difference with the Babonneau Leatherbacks whilst they were batting, and they would have taken 2 runs there. They would have tried to take 2 runs there. But the
at that stage, you would have had Devon Eugene and Maki at the crease. And this one is a big hit. It has gone high. Has it gone the distance? Yes, it has. So good 6 there by Captain Shanai Mesmin. Backward square region. It has gone all the way over the rope for 6. So a timely boundary there by the Captain Shanai Mesmin.
And Captain Shanai Mesmin is not throwing the towel in just yet, Greg. He's giving it a go. And the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars need 24 from 10, Greg. What do you make of this?
Well, it is still possible if Shanai Mesmin can continue hitting those sort of 6s. Because at this point, you would need at least maybe 2 or 3 6s every over in order to go past the finish line. And it is possible with him.
Yeah, required rate of 14.40.
So Eugene into Mesmin. This one, back of a length. They've gone for 1. Should come back for a second easily. And that they were able to do successfully. And a wild throw. The back of Mesmin was turned, but I don't think they would have gone back for a third. So 22 of 9. So a lot depends on what happens in the next 3 deliveries, Gary Maffrey.
Those are 3 very important deliveries here, Greg.
Eugene to Mesmin, and he hits this one down through the mid-on region. Fielder collects cleanly, fires the return back to the bowler. So Eugene and the Babonneau Leatherbacks would be happy that Captain Mesmin perhaps is off strike, but Tisson has showed us in the past that he too is capable of clearing the boundaries.
Definitely has the ability to hit some big ones too, Bradley Tisson.
Eugene to Tisson. Shots, and he hits this one. It's gone high. 2 fielders come across, and he makes hash of this one. And luckily that Zaire Antoine was backing up Gary Maffrey, prevented the ball from going over the ropes. So a poor bit of fielding there. It looks like Caleb Thomas is the culprit down there, the long on boundary.
I feel it was poor cricket on both sides. I do think Soufriere City Stars could have come back for a third one there, try to get a Mesmen on strike because the throw was a little wayward here.
So Eugene to Tisson. And short, and he hits this one on Jovan Charles again. Poor piece of bit of cricket there by Charles, getting down very late, and the ball had just gone through him, and they've gotten themselves 4 additional runs. So towards the end there, the Leatherbacks, they are really getting ragged. They're really crumbling under the pressure, one would think, Gary Maffrey.
Yes, and you see Bradley Tiso giving it a go here, getting the boundary. They need a further 15 to win, Greg. And we saw Viewfort North Raiders get 16 in a final over here with Kurt Edward hitting the last 4 balls. The first 2 was 2 dot balls, and the last 4 balls he dispatched them for some huge 6s, Greg. Hopefully Soufriere would like to have a Kurt Edward right now in their order, but you see Shanai Mesmen looking very good on 36, and Bradley Tisson not too bad, 13 from 7 balls here, Greg.
Yes, a quick comparison after 9. The Leatherbacks, they were 75 for 5, and the Soufriere City Stars, they are 72, so just a difference of just 3 runs.
And 2 wickets.
So certainly game on, and the final over will be bowled by Jovan Charles. He need to make amends for the poor display in the field, but importantly, the Soufriere City Stars have 2 batsmen who can strike the ball, and more so, they are right-handers hitting with the wind.
Definitely, Greg. You see, Shanai Mesmen should look at this over here as an opportunity. He's batting in the right end here, Greg, to hit some huge ones with the breeze. So as soon as Jovan Charles misses his line and length, I'm certainly sure he'll take advantage.
So Charles into Mesmen. First one wide down the leg side. So certainly not the sort of start that Charles and Captain Alex Joseph would want, but 14 or 6.
Yes, 14 from 6. Dip extra cover, not deep extra cover, dip mid wicket, dip square leg, and a long on here.
And shot outside the off stump, and Mesmen again playing the cross batted shot to the short pitch delivery, and has completely missed this one. But the good thing about that, they have realized the weakness of Shanai Mesmen, and if Charles could continue bowling that sort of line and length, I don't foresee Shanai Mesmen pulling off a victory for the Soufriere City Stars. So change of pace there, completely outfoxed Shanai Mesmen, but Bradley Tisson had the presence of mind to call Mesmen through for the bye, and he must be saying, Mesmen, you have missed 2. The last 4, I'm going to handle it.
And Greg, Soufriere City Stars is missing a trick here. You look at the field that the bowler has, a lot of real estate on the offside, and if the batsman could just pull to the leg side and see if they could get access to the offside, get bat on it, they will get a lot of runs through the offside here.
So Charles to Tisson, and this one gets the inner portion of the bat that's gone through the square. From the square leg region, they only restricted to 1 run. So it is looking increasingly getting tighter and tighter for the Soufriere City Stars to pull off the victory. But 3 deliveries, either 3 fours, 2 sixes, Gary.
Yes, and Shanai,
but they need at least 2 boundaries for sure.
Yes, Shanai Mesmen should back himself here to hit that ball through the offside here, Greg, and try to see if we get 3 fours. At least play with the field here.
He has shown us that he is predominantly a leg side player. So Charles into Mesmen again, outside the off stump, cutting back, misses completely. And they scamper through for a bye, but certainly, Gary, they would need at least a 6. What, 11 runs required? 12 to win, 11 to tie. So So you need at least a 6 and a 4 for sure, or 2 6s to win. So this one certainly has to go to the boundary. Has to get something out of this one. Yes. And short, and basically one would say it looks like the Babonneau Leatherbacks, they are already celebrating. You could actually hear the captain Alex Joseph from here. So 10 runs of just one delivery, unless he transgressed the line and he's disappeared over the boundary, one would safely say that the Babonneau Leatherbacks should get the better of the Soufriere City Sulphur Stars.
Yeah, definitely. Shanai Mesman facing the last ball here.
And Yokalem delivery cannon into the pad. He's unable to go the distance. So a comprehensive win there by the Babonneau Leatherbacks, winning by some 9 runs, Gary Maffrey. So the score I did as of 80 plus, it proven to be a very difficult score to overhaul by the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars.
Definitely, Greg, after getting a score of 84, Soufriere Sulphur City Stars found it very difficult to get. And Jovan Charles, who was tasked with bowling the last over, did a fine job here, Greg. 2 overs, just the 9 runs. Very, very important over here by Jovan Charles, and he delivered very, very well. The Soufriere Sulphur City Stars just missed the trick in the last over here, Greg. If they only could have accessed the offside, they were concentrating on hitting those huge ones, hitting with the breeze, and I think they just missed the trick by trying to access the offside with the field that was placed. Nonetheless, very good cricket by the Babonneau Leatherbacks, and Babonneau Leatherbacks proving to be very, very difficult to beat, Greg.
Yes, so just looking at the scorecard for the game there. Thomas, when Babonneau Leatherbacks batted first, top scored with 30, and we had Siobhan Joseph and Mackie towards the end came in there, played a little cameo of an inning, and the most successful bowler for Soufriere was Charles with 3 for 17, and Monrose and Tisa picking up a wicket each. And in their reply, Mesmin was basically the Lone Ranger, one would say, getting some 46 runs, another good contribution with the bat again from him. But the Tisson with 15, but the loss of Julian very early, Gary. Certainly we saw that the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars batting, they struggle a bit, because as the first time in the tournament they would have lost the services of Julian Sylvester so early. He really did not contribute anything to the cause.
Yes, Julian Sylvester has been the mainstay for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. I do think there's a lot for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars to take away from that game in terms of not being too reliant on Julian Sylvester, because there are days that he's not going to come through. But then again, you see the Babonneau Leatherbacks, I thought they brought in Joshua Sipal. He handled himself very, very well in terms of his bowling. Just the 12 runs came off of his bowling. 16 runs, just going at 8 runs and over here. And like you said, Shanai Mesman just being the Lone Ranger for the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars. Nonetheless, both teams, Greg, have done very, very well in the tournament so far.
Yeah, Soufriere really was unbeaten up to this point, and the Babonneau Leatherbacks, they had 1-2 and 1 no result. So they would have finished the tournament, one would say, unbeaten, the group stage unbeaten. So they would have 1-3 and 1 no result. And Soufriere would have had 3 wins and 1 loss. So both teams really should be proud of themselves. Yes. When you look at their performance last year, they perhaps were 2 of the worst teams in the tournament last year.
Exactly, Greg, and I think they've done very well for themselves. They've handled themselves very well in this tournament this year, and definitely making a name for themselves here, Greg, proving to be very difficult to beat. We see the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, a very cohesive unit. I think both teams are 2 cohesive units. They play a very exciting brand of cricket here, and just Soufriere Sulphur City Stars having Babonneau get the 1 over them today. Nonetheless, there's a lot to look forward to for the rest of the tournament for both teams.
So at this point, I think we're going to go out in the middle to join Dave Albert, who is with the two captains and the man of the match.
Welcome to the post-match presentation for the game match between the Babonneau Leatherbacks and the Sulphur City Stars, a match which was won by the Babonneau Leatherbacks. And with me is the man of the match, Caleb Thomas, for his 30 of 25 balls and 2 overs for 15 runs. Caleb, pick up. Come over, Caleb. Caleb, congratulations on a very good performance against a very good team.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'd like to say it's a team performance because for the past years, Babonneau has been struggling, and this year we can say that we are a better team now and we want it more.
Caleb, you all are going through to the semi-final stage of the tournament. We've been top of the group, and whichever team that comes up against you all, will you all be well prepared for this team?
Well, it's just a hard work, it's a hard playing game, so we don't watch teams, it's our skills, we know what we can do and we know what we're going to do.
Caleb, all the best in the semi-finals and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, this was our man of the match, Caleb Thomas, for his 30 of 25 balls and 2 overs for 15 runs from the Babonneau Leatherbacks. We now call on the coach of the Sulphur City Stars, Shanai Mesmen. Shanai, hard luck in that one. Where did you all go wrong?
I feel from the start the energy wasn't there, because I spoke about the guys having the energy, and in the field it wasn't there, and it still wasn't there in the batting.
I think they posted a total. Do you think that total was not achievable, looking at it from the midway point of view?
I mean, for the guys we have there, that was achievable. We just didn't bat properly, and that's our fault today.
Shana, you all going to the semi-finals of the tournament in second place, which means you all will be playing the top team in the semi-finals, which has not been decided in the other group. How do you all look forward going forward into the semi-finals?
I mean, we just have to rebuild from now. I mean, we could take the positive from this game and see our mistakes and correct that and come back, because we know what it feels to win games, so we just need to go back to the drawing board and come back and be successful next game.
Shanai, all the best in the semi-finals, and we going through the rest of the tournament.
Thanks, Chef.
That was the captain of the Sulphur City Stars, Shanai Mesmen, who went down to the Babonneau Leatherbacks. We now call on the captain of the Babonneau Leatherbacks, Alex. Come a little closer, sir. Alex, congratulations to you. A game well played, well motivated, well-oiled team. Just tell me about the team, about the game you played out there.
Well, again, kudos to the boys. They have been doing exactly what we have set out to execute. Everything has gone to plan, and we just look forward to the semi-finals right now.
Babonneau, you all scored a total. Do you think that total was something that was a little subpar, or you all could have done better with that, with the batting? What the batting you all did out there today?
As cricketers may know, runs on the board is runs on the board. All we had to do as bowlers at that time is to just come out, execute, go right to the plan and stick to the basics.
Let's speak a little of Caleb Thomas at the top for you guys. He stayed there and batting. He saw what was going on and he bat intelligently. How special is he to the Babonneau Leatherbacks?
As I've mentioned, all of my boys, they are special. I just want to say thank you to all of them, making me look good at this point. And we just look forward to just progress further and further into this tournament.
Speaking of progress, you all qualify as the top team in Group 1. Did you ever see that coming at the start of the tournament, having to play the playoffs, etc.?
I wouldn't say that, but all I could say is, as I told you from the start of the competition, it's out there in the middle, the game is played, ball by ball, bat by bat, and we just take it from there.
Looking at Group 2, we know the teams that are there. Which one would you like to face off by any chance in the semi-finals?
Again, as my Caleb started it, we don't look at teams. We just look at our performance on the whole. We come out to set our targets, bowl to an appropriate length and pace, and then we just execute.
Alex, let me wish you all the best going into the semi-finals and the rest of the tournament. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, this was the captain of the Babonneau Leatherbacks, Alex Joseph. Very elated about getting into the semi-finals, being the top team in the group stages of the tournament, having gone through the playoff stages. Congratulations to the Babonneau Leatherbacks. This is it from our presentation party down at the bottom.
So there you heard it from the two captains. Mesmin has decided they definitely need to go back to the drawing board, because they would have seen where they would have gone wrong. And Mesmin in particular, Gary, I felt with the short pitch deliveries outside the Ostam, he certainly was not in any position to be playing this sort of pull shot. It was like a duck and pull at the same time, so he was never looking at what he wants to hit. So perhaps this is one of the things that he would need to address when he said they are going back to the drawing board, because anytime he comes out there to bat, I think by now persons that would have been watching this game would know what sort of line and length will be bowling to him.
Yes, he has a slight deficiency in playing the short ball, and nonetheless he did very well today for his team, as you could clearly see, and rightly so. He's a little bit disappointed from losing the game today. I think he thought that he had a good chance of winning, obviously, and the Babonneau Leatherbacks, a well-oiled team, like Dave said, a well-oiled team. They look very, very cohesive, and you see they have a very influential captain also, and they've been doing an excellent job in the tournament so far. And Greg, like you said, those two teams who are top of the table now, which are the Babonneau Leatherbacks and the Soufriere Sulphur City Stars, last year, or the tournament that played before, they were at the bottom of the table and not playing very good cricket at all.
Yes, I remember in one of the matches, Babonneau in particular dropped some 11 catches against Grozile. So certainly we will see a marked improvement on the out cricket. From what we saw today, yes, Sanjay Hills, he dropped one of the high catches, and well, Javon Charles to a certain degree certainly was off the boil a bit. We saw a few balls went through, but by and large, the out cricket was good. Yes. So one would have to say congratulations to Babonneau again for topping the group, and they would be playing the second place team in Group B, which would be the Soufriere, Sozel Coldport Surrey, Monrepo Stars, or Central Catchers Mindo Heritage. So whichever of the three teams they will get to play, it's not going to be, a walk in the park for them.
Not at all. Right now we're getting to the business end of the tournament, so it's really a situation where you play, it's the best of the best. So there's no more weak teams showing up in this tournament anymore, as we get to the business end of the tournament here. And like you said, I just want to applaud Soufriere and Babonneau Leatherbacks for their performance so far in the tournament. It's very commendable, and we look forward to seeing more of them. You see a very confident Babonneau Leatherbacks team and a very confident Leatherbacks captain also, Greg.
So the next game for this afternoon, Gary, the two teams that perhaps would have been fancy to come out of the group on top, which would have been the Miku Eagles, last year's finalists, and the South Castries Lions, the winner of the very first edition. And this year, these two teams have not gone on to the semi-final stage. So it should be interesting, the match to come. I've heard word from the grapevine. I do not know how true it is that Darren Sammy might be present for this game against South Castries Lions.
Yes, last time I spoke to him, he did say that he would show up. I know he was away, but he did say that he would show up for his team when he gets back on island. And as Cox is just getting the list together, I'm seeing Darren Sammy there, 88 on the team list here. So he is definitely present. He will add a lot to the Miku Eagles team here. Like you said, they're not qualifying for the last stages of the tournament this year, but I'm certainly sure they still have the pride to play for here, Greg.
Yes, certainly Darren Sammy will not want to go down to his former team, the South Castries Lions, and knowing the South Castries, like the likes of Johnson Charles, who would want his bragging rights over Darren Sammy, and the likes of Chauvin Charles, Moving Wells, and this guy. So it should be a good, interesting, mouth-watering match to come next. One just hope that it can live up to the sort of expectations that we would have.
Yes, I definitely think it would be a good mouth-watering contest here between the two teams, regardless of them not being able to qualify. You see Johnson Charles in very good form, leading the tournament with runs here, Greg, and rightly so, like he should be doing. We see Darren Sammy coming in to see if he could stop the flow of runs from Johnson Charles here.
So, as we did indicate, this would be our second game for the day, Miku Eagles versus South Castles Lions. So on this note, we're going to take a break and we're going to resume at 2:20, where we're going to preview the game Miku versus South Castles Lions.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up. Start the day. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. For Republic Bank, that reason is you. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 100